Okay, watching this recent gameplay video of the new Silent Hill 2, uninterrupted gameplay of the first hour or so from this Japanese gaming channel. So it's going to be all in Japanese. Oh, here we've got a look at the opening menu screen. It's the filthy bathroom at the very beginning of the game. New game, settings, credits. Alright, so pretty standard options for any of these types of new games that you play today. I will say, it is rather cool that it seems like we're going to have the option to play the game with Japanese voice actors, which is at least one thing that this new Silent Hill 2 has over the original. Like, that was not a part of the original Silent Hill games. You only had English voice actors for the characters, which of course makes sense, but I thought it would be rather cool to hear alternative Japanese language voice tracks. And perhaps, much like these other modern games, remakes like Resident Evil, I know you can have different foreign languages. In addition to Japanese, there's French, Spanish, maybe Korean, perhaps. So maybe there'll be more languages besides just Japanese, but I'm assuming the US release will have that option to switch to Japanese language for voices. Not just subtitles, but yeah, actual voice actors speaking Japanese. So yeah, I think that's awesome. 今回やってるのかとかもありますんで、いろいろ説明していただけるんですかね。それをあるんですよね。あります。はい。ということで映像がございます。Whenever I'm able to get around to play this new Silent Hill 2 in the future, I may just start off with the Japanese language track. とは何ぞやということなんですけども、2001年に発売したサイレントヒル2のフルリメイク作品でございます。I wish I could read all this without struggling. My Japanese abilities, reading, comprehending, is quite a bit to be desired. I have been doing quite a bit of translating with the help of Google and kanji identifying tools online. その2001年のゲーム今やるって言ってやっぱり23年前ですからね。その当時の最高傑作かもしれないからやっぱどんどんこうやって。I mean, I can read some of this. It's in katakana. Full remake. Full remake. いやだから僕は当時の初代をやって HD もやってしたサイレントヒル2のフルリメイクシリーズの中でもの中でも手にしの強い作品にはなっておりますけどね。はい。まあということで簡単にねちょっとそのサイレントヒル2のストーリーを紹介させていただきますと、サイコロジカルホラーがサイコロジカルホラー2人で訪れた街サイレントヒルに足を運んだ主人公ジェームス。妻との再会を願い手がかりを求めて街を探索する中でやがて彼は一つの真実にたどり着く。もうだってさ最初のもう1文目からおかしいからな。3年前に死んだはずの妻のメアリーから届いた手紙ってなんぞってなるんですけどね。ねえ本当にだからPV
思い出のあの場所で待ってる
ね。日本語吹き替えで皆さんごめんなさいね、海外の方もねすごく楽しみにして今コメントしてくれてね、
はい、
Thanks for theコメントね、でもうちょっと今回我々日本語吹き替えがね、サイレントヒルシリーズ初の日本語吹き替えということで、日本語吹き替えでやっていきたいと思います、ね。
今回は日本語吹き替えということで、海外版ももちろん英語入ってますんでね。
ちょっと
I kind of wish I knew what they were
できれば
saying.
そうだね、ちょっとね、その辺もね、もしタイミン
I
グがあれば
suppose you could turn
見
on
ていこうかなと思いますけども、主
YouTube's
人公が小林鹿弘ということで、
subtitle translate
皆さんご存知、
皆さんご存知、小林鹿弘さんがやってらっしゃいますので、その辺もね、楽しんでいただければなというふうに思っておりますけども、はい、ということで、ストーリーの方が、このようになっておりまして、かつ、ちょっと振り返りがね、ございますので、そちらの方もね、合わせて見ていこうかなと思いますけども、よろしいでしょうかね。
はい、お願いします。
はい、ということで、振り返り映像いきましょう。3、2、1、GO!
Alright,
これ
here
主
we
人
go.
公。なんか、どうした？井戸がある。
なんかある？
A whole bunch of graphics
なんかあ
on
る？
the screen.
赤い紙だ。
井戸の中に何かある。あれは見ている頭の中をまさぐられるような奇妙な感じを受ける。
At some point, I want to be able to play the Japanese versions of these games, read all the Japanese text, translate them in full. At the moment, all I've accomplished is doing the disclaimer at the beginning of Silent Hill 1. So I haven't even started in that regard.
どうした？なんかすごく嫌な音がしたような気がする。
And I translated the Japanese, the text on the back of the Japanese PlayStation 1 case. The plot synopsis, yeah. So that's about all for now.
ほら、並走してなんか音してるし。
気のせいだし、左牧場ですね。
ああ、なるほどね。サイレントヒル牧場ってことだね。
そういうことだ。
サイレントヒル牧場。
OK。
So it looks like they're starting out showing gameplay of the original Silent Hill 2, 2001, the good old PlayStation 2, Silent Hill 2, or Xbox or PC, so the other platforms came out on. To which I say, to me, personally, the original PlayStation 2 version of Silent Hill 2 is still the definitive way to play the game.
血痕みたいなのが残ってるけど。
やばいね。
これは血の跡か。ああ、やばいんじゃないの？あ、出た！
いや、いますな。
今の人影は
人ですね。
また動き方する。
着ぐるみで脱げなくなっちゃった人じゃない？
サイレントヒルの住民はあんな感じなの。あれ流行りのスタイル、パリコレ？
そう、パリコレスタイル。そうか。そうだ、思い出した。近くに何かがあると。
Of course, that original PS2 game,
サンダー君がね、
あるよっつって。
being that it was made for, well, the standard at the time was on like those TVs at a 4:3 screen ratio, SD standard quality. So it's not as clean and clear an image that they could do with the game now. But nonetheless, I think it's perfect. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with the original PS2 Silent Hill 2 game. So it's perfect.
どうもどうも
やばー。気づかれた。大丈夫？怖い怖い。ラジオが。
I remember at the time, circa 2000, 2001, seeing what Silent Hill 2 looked like in the previews, the trailers, and the cutscenes, and then gameplay. Like this stuff here was just kind of mind-blowing. The upgrade from the PS1 tech to the PS2, the power of the PS2, it's like, wow. Just wowed you. Which is something that I don't think you get now with the, like going from one console generation to the next. It's like, it's a slight upgrade, visually, technologically, but the jump from PS1 to PS2, that generation, also like, I don't know what would you say, N64 to GameCube. Sega Saturn to the Dreamcast, yeah, the disparity, like the difference in the was like staggering. It was astounding. But then going from like PS2 to PS3, you're like, you can tell there's a little bit of a difference, jump in graphical quality. But then from PS3 to PS4 and now PS4 to PS5, it's gotten less and less with each generation of tech. I feel.
プレイさせていただきましたサイレントヒル2なんですけど、ね、今の見た上で、この今回ねやっていくこのリメイク版をぜひ期待して見ていただきたいなと。
I really wish we could have gotten a Silent Hill 1 remake on the PS2. So then you'd have a consistency with all four of those first set of Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4, all visually on the same level. I mean, I suppose you could still do it now. Though if they might do it, if Silent Hill 2 remake is successful, if they do a Silent Hill 1 remake on current modern hardware, PS5, PC, it's gonna look better than the graphics of the Silent Hill games on the PS2. And of course, we kind of get a glimpse at what Silent Hill 1 would have looked like on PS2 hardware in Silent Hill 3 when you revisit some of the areas, locations from Silent Hill 1, or even like in Origins on PSP. You revisit certain areas, the town streets of Silent Hill 1. It even looks better on the PSP than it did on the PS1. So here's the opening to the game. James in the bathroom. So Bloober, they did some work on this opening from when we originally saw it in that transmission trailer footage. the original reveal announcement of Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, it looks much more improved. And also, there was a part where you see him open the door and walk in, and there's cockroaches scurrying around on the floor. Apparently they took that out as well, or that was just for that trailer. Yeah, I think that's kind of unneeded, so, yeah, it looks better than what it originally did. I still think the classic cutscene opening of the original game still is the better one. But this isn't bad. Like, thank goodness they changed it up. It's an improvement. Yeah, I mean, I do say, I got to marvel at the graphical detail of the environment here. Yeah, it looks incredibly realistic. The backdrop with the trees and the sky is no longer just a giant flat JPEG image. I mean, I like that in the original game. There's a certain charm to it. It almost reminds you of like stage plays to create background scenery. But somebody pointed out, like I didn't even think about, but in the original game, you could see the lake, like Toluca Lake, in the background, and here it's just the trees. Which I suppose perspective-wise makes more logical sense. If you're at a certain level here looking out. But yeah, there's a certain charm to having the landscape background scenery to just be a giant flat JPEG picture. And I play my fair share of VR games, and that's what they do in a lot of VR games too. Just huge fucking flat image to simulate never-ending space, sky, space, whatever. Outer space. Or a cityscape, yeah. I mean, I just, well, I didn't play it because it's not an actual game, but checked out the Kingdom Hearts VR experience, and yeah, that's what they do in the worlds you can visit. It's just a big old flat JPEG image for skies and cityscape or and a beach, ocean. The water. Speaking of water, man, these puddles of water on the ground. Superb work. The reflections in the water. On the windows of the car here. Alright, he's strafing. Looks like they're testing out the controls here. You get the map in the car. Toluca. Nason. Something.
ただ若干ちょっと8年前の俺面白いなと思っちゃった時点でもう終わりだなと思ったはい、我々今展望台にいるので
Okay, well, it just occurred to me that they even changed the text in the game to Japanese. Like, all that text in the map, in the original games, that would all just be in English. And you'd have on-screen text pop up in Japanese, or maybe not even. But well, they didn't change like the signage, like the billboard is still in English, but that's interesting. That's cool. I wonder if that's also going to be an option for like the US release, where if you change it to Japanese, like the subtitles, you have an option to change the text to Japanese along with the language. They did a really good job of recreating this opening section, the observation deck. I swear, they didn't change a fucking thing about it, like make significant embellishments, or no, it looks just like it did in the original game, but updated to modern graphical standards. That's what you want out of a remake. And now is James heading into the forest section here. I mean, this game, originally playing it, I remember it was scary right from the get-go here. Traveling through the forest section, and you just hear through the 3D sound effects. If you're wearing headphones, like the effects of the sound, where you can like tell what direction sounds were coming and how close or how far away of like creatures off in the distance. Incredible. And again, that was part of the upgrade to PS2 and the power of the tech compared to previous gen and PS1. You didn't get 3D sound effects on the PS1.
そうだほらねそのさ小石のさ一つ一つぐらいまで音がもうなんか立体的じゃんねあれがいたのかだからその何今帰れなかったスタッフがいたここに
So along with the advancements in graphics capabilities, yeah, the sound also. The huge upgrade on the PS2 at the time. Yeah, they certainly made the forest look a lot more vast. All the trees, approaching the gazebo. Or it's not a gazebo, it's a well with the tried and true Silent Hill 2 save square. Whenever I've gotten like an answer as to what exactly these red squares are, like in the world of the game. Or they're supposed to be anything. Ask the original Team Silent devs, somebody, like, what exactly are those red squares supposed to be? Are they solid plates? Are they just pieces of paper? I'm kind of reminded of like the slips of paper you slide on the door in Silent Hill 4 The Room, which were also red. Holy smoking connection there, Batman. Between Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 4, yet another one. quite a few connections between Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 4. I love me Silent Hill 4 The Room.
この霧の感覚やばいわ。
まさにね、サイレントヒル最初。
ここすごいな。
もう見えねえのか、先がよ。
Alright, so here's like this is gonna be the cemetery. Okay, here we go. Cutscene time with Angela. It's Nihongo, James and Angela. They added more detail to the tombstones in the cemetery here and made them look more battered and withered. I don't know, man. Angela, she's still the look of her model, it still comes off as a bit weird to me. Although here's the weird thing, I think some like camera angles of her, she looks fine, I guess. But then other angles, it's just weird. She's kind of weird looking. I mean, overall, she's definitely different looking from the original Silent Hill 2. But yeah, it just seems to me like there's an inconsistency from shot to shot of her. Alright, so after that cutscene in the original game, you can go back and talk to Angela, like, infinitely. Like, as much as you wanted to. I mean, eventually you'll get repeat dialogue. Alright, so now I'm going to try to do that here.
なので、まあ、ぜひぜひ。みんな演技がうまいね、本当に。もう実力は持ってますからね、本当に。いや、来ましたよ。
一本道だというから。でもね、コメントにもあったけど、もうちょい遠くからジェームズ声かける。
いきなり
スッて。それはびっくりするわ、アンジェラ。
何言っても。でもさ、アンジェラ。
I don't believe I've seen James run.
今は普通のアンジェラだけど、やっぱり彼女は彼女でね、後半その。
I'm not sure we've seen that in any of the trailers.
そこのシーンも本当に楽しみ。
They get around to that here at some point. Okay, there we go. Speak of the devil. What is that? A cornfield?
なんかいるぞ、おつさん。
何よ、もう。
おつさんなんかいるって。
いないです。
俺ら以外の音がするって。
いないです。
逆パターンやめろ、お前。本当によ。怖いな、これな。
怖い。
It's kind of a like casual jog. Maybe with different speeds of walking and running. I mean, son of a bitch. I just learned for the very first time, like earlier this year, which is incredulous to me, as much as I thought I knew about Silent Hill 1, I'm still learning new things about it that I hadn't before. I just learned, just through happenstance, that, hey, Silent Hill Ranch, and it's not in Comic Sans. Hallelujah. It's a fucking miracle. But I learned that in Silent Hill 1, and you know, I usually use a D-pad for movement in games in general, if it's an option, so I hadn't known, but because I was testing out Silent Hill 1 emulator, and instead of an external gamepad controller, I was using the virtual on-screen touch controls, which by default is just the analog stick. Well, I was playing Silent Hill 1, and I discovered, much to my surprise, that there's variable speeds you can use to make Harry move. Like, to walk and run, there's like 2 variant speeds. They're too dissimilar from one another. It's very subtle, but it was noticeable. I was looking at that, I was kind of like, is he walking, running at a different speed? Like using the analog stick? Holy shit, that kind of blew my mind. How did I never know about this one? Because I never used the analog stick to move, that's why. That would actually kind of motivate me to use the analog sticks from now on. Playing Silent Hill 1 or in the other Silent Hill games. For the tank controls. Itemu nashi. It is kind of cool to be able to play through these areas, these locations, and see how they've embellished upon the original, like updated them, like this whole opening section going through, what they've added, what they've changed, what they've kept the same. Of course, they made certain interior locations, like rooms, a lot larger. I'm kind of iffy on that. James will hop through the window. That's something you couldn't do in the original game. That's actually more something out of like Resident Evil 4. Auto parts no. It's in katakana, I can read it. Miyari no shashin? Shashin is picture. James no shufu. Miyari wa James no shufu. James White. So there's an auto parts place here. In between the forest and when you start getting into the town. So that's new. There was no auto parts little place in the original game. So picked up a key that you're gonna need to open something.
マジで
怖いな。あれなんか、そうか、でもすごい雰囲気変わってるけど、はいはいはいはいってなるわ。うわ、なるわ、怖っ。
やだ。
うわ、怖っ。
やだよ、おついさん、なんか。
だってそこって、
そう
だってそこそうだよね、そこ。
右
右って言って右じゃなかった。そうだよね、そこだよね。
でもなんかなんだすごいコントローラーがドゥンドゥンドゥンドゥンドゥンドゥンドゥン。
Oh, you recognize this?
これ今見てるだけだ。
Yes, it's the kind of half tunnel where in the original game, after you've already entered the town and you see the blood on the streets at cross section to indicate where to go, and you encounter your first enemy encounter with the lion figure, which is also where you get the radio. So there it is. They moved it to here before you get into the town as a little nod, but now they've changed the where you meet the lion figure and pick up the radio.
終わっちゃうからね。これね、お父さんね、ガチでビビってる。ビビるでしょ。これ霧だぞ、危ない、転ぶぞ。
And you get the wooden planks, all in that same. That's that half tunnel place was originally where you encountered all of that. You experienced it.
だからこそのこういう霧の表現とかがね、できるんだろうな。
できるんだろうね、リアルタイムに。置いちゃったもん。
Yeah,
I
sort of really wish they hadn't changed that, because now you encounter the lion figure and pick up the radio in this little home.
なんかもうこの湿気を感じる。
そうね。
嫌ですね。
This little building section you
いいですよこれは。
you pry your way into. It just seems a little more generic.
すごいね、何が優しいってね、現在地がちゃんと緑色出るからよ。
出る左だ。
ビルツロードでサンダーストーリーだこれ。多分左は行き止まりかな。
行けないのかな。
なんもない。
I was trying to read that. Wairitsu. What's Wairitsu? Oh, no. It's Wheelutsu. Wheelutsu Road. Wilts Road. Right. Roadrunner. Meet me. I wonder, there's like a wall where there were torn posters of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, Jack Nicholson's face on it. Did they retain that? Probably not.
Ah, でもちゃんと行けないところは行けなくなってたりとかするから、これはすごくね、見やすくなってますわな、本当。
やばいってやばい、来たわ。来た、無理だよ、これ歩くって。
とりあえずなんか、
South Vale.
なんとかした方がいいんじゃないですか。
South Vale.
この店は入れないのかい？オープンって書いてあるよ。
Oh, here's the flower shop. And you can actually go into it, unlike in the original game. Now, I know you're not going to be able to enter every single fucking shop around town, because that would be unprecedented. But it seems like you're going to be able to go into more shops than in the original game, so that's cool. I just wonder how much more, or if it's just... I mean, it's not like you couldn't go into any shops in the original games. That was even the case in Silent Hill 1. You could go into like the 8 convenience store to pick up some health and ammo or whatever. Pick up key items like that was the point of going into certain locations that were some shops that were open. But how much have they expanded upon that in this remake? Like, how much more will you be able to explore the interiors of these shops around town? Or if it's just going to be pretty much the same thing where, yeah, they only allow you to go into places that have key items. And they're only showing you that in these pre-release gameplay videos. Specifically on the places that you're allowed to go into.
しまった。ああ、この謎の。そこ行っちゃったら、あなた。
I wonder how many of the same shops did they keep, and what kind of new shops did they put in there? Is there a Big J's Cafe? Oh, they better have kept Gozo's Sushi. I'm down for some sushi at Gozo's. The Lucky Jade restaurant, which was actually in the movie too.
TPS だからさ、でもクイックターンなんじゃん。もう自分を見れないんですさ、正面がやっぱりこれが。やばい、怖い。ちょっと怖い。
Get after it, James.
BGM でやる見に行くんだ。
Get the let out.
カラス。でもすごい、それでびっくりさせてこっちだって誘導してる。これはすげえ。そう、うまくできてんな。やってんな。普通、あーって言って、そのままどっか行っちゃうぞ、怖い人は。誘導されてる。やばい、あ、コントローラーです。来てる。コントローラーがいると言っています。やばい。これでもあれか、ラジオとか手に入るとコントローラーから鳴らしたら、まあより臨場感はあるかもな、テレビでやったりしたら。
I haven't played a single Bloober Team game myself, not yet.
やばい。なんかないですか?
But I can tell, having seen other people play like Layers of Fear and the likes, that they do have a reputation for rendering really good graphical detail in their environments, and yeah, they've continued suit here. This could be like maybe the best job they've done yet.
すごいドゥルーンって言って倒れた状態で移動してったぞ。今度ああなった時になんか言っちゃいそうだもん。じゃないんですよ。じゃないんだ。はい、これですよ。黒い布の目印がある場所を探そう。
Now this section here with the garages, these storage units or garages, they remind me more of like Silent Hill 1. Those sections around town in old Silent Hill where you start out.
俺の叫び声。おい。NO。来た、1000ポイント。最高。はい、皆さんお待ちかね。行きます。
Another red square.
難しいな、俺。The $5 meal deal at McDonald's means you get to pick between a McDouble or a
So the save screen is from the perspective of the red square looking out at James. That's interesting.
2024年のサイレントヒルへようこそ。
めちゃくちゃ怖いです。あ、回復だ。栄養ドリンク。
Nutrition supplements.
栄養ドリンクなのか。
I want replicas, like IRL one-to-one scale replicas of these like health items from the game. From each of the games, not just this remake. But yeah, I'll take that too. The health drinks, the med kits. Yeah.
だからもう分かってんのに今ビビらせられてるのはちょっと悔しいですねこれ。
I want prop replicas of most of the things from the games. The keys, other items, like puzzle items. That would be really super neat to behold. Alright, there's the radio. I believe the radio was, you remember on the PS2, on memory cards, there was an animated icon for each game, and the radio with the little thing flapping on it, that was the save icon for Silent Hill 2 on the PS2 memory cards. Yeah, I don't like this encounter with the first enemy, the lying figure, as much as in the original games. Because, as you recall, the part where James picks up the wooden plank with the nail in, there's that cool shot from behind the fence, and you see James in the back. In the foreground, it's the lying figure rising. But you got the chain link fence pattern way up in front of the camera. That was just such a great shot. And it's not a static camera shot, it's kind of moving like somebody's operating there, it's kind of bobbing. Yeah, that's completely lost now, and you find it in this decrepit, abandoned home. Yeah, it's quite a bit more generic. It's a bit more underwhelming. Lagio. J. Watashi wa kite su. Lagio. What's going on with that? Lagio. Wata. Ko.
謎のラジオが。ごめんね、俺なんかアクションゲーム好きだからさ、バリバリ回避しながら戦ってたけど、ジェームズ、お前何者だよって話。
すごい訓練されたジェームズになってたら、
避けてたもんな。
そうだな。なんだろうな、やっぱ前世の記憶かなんかがあるんだね、これね。
転生ジェームズかもしれない。
そうだね、ちょっと
Lagio.
23年前から転
It
生
rhymes
して
with
きた。
そうだね。あと、そ
Stagio.
の間にちょっと霧のね、いろんなところに
As in
いすぎてこう。
Stagio Ghibli.
全てを悟ってるジェームスになってるの。
はい、もう武器手に入れたんでガンガンいきます。
もう言ってろ、言ってろ、本当に言ってろ。
でもさ、俺何回殴ったらめっちゃ攻撃してるから。
俺もめっちゃ殴ってるから、その。
マッチだね。
Barneelies. Barneelies.
2しかできないな。
So is it Bar Neely's or Neely's Bar?
画面の中にクリーチャーを映り込んだらもう
Or does it matter?
終わりで。
この血まみれだぞ。
これを読んでいるならここからゼロ。見た目に騙されるな。その裏を覗き込むだけで。
Alright, so that's curious. On the map, it has Japanese written on it, but the notes and things in the game that you pick up like this, still in English. When I saw that Japanese text on the map, I figured, oh, they changed all the text on the in-world items too in Japanese. No, it seems like it's just the map. Which doesn't make sense because why would there be Japanese text on a map for Silent Hill, which is an American town? But then all these other notes and things, memos, they're all written in English. I suppose just to make it easier for the Japanese gaming audience to read the map.
やべえって。
やべえな。
やべえってうごめくって。
いや、これは相当パワーアップして、もう、いや、違うサイレントヒルだな、これ。
戦闘した。
もう無理でございます。やめてください。もう無理でございます、この怖さは。ちょっと、もうさ、見えちゃうから逆に怖いわ。
おい、どこ行くんだおい。
行け行け、もう行ったね。
やったろ、まあこっち行ったら、まあこの野郎。
Hey, white to wine sipper. No. The game's not out yet. And I don't own a fucking PS5 to be able to play it on anyway. No, this is a gameplay video somebody on a Japanese channel did like a week ago. I'm just watching the replay here. I'm not sure if they were playing this live or it's pre-recorded. There was a live chat. I do know that. Scissors. Great shades of clock tower. I tell you, I am gonna play the new Clock Tower remaster. That I can do because it's coming out for PS4. Oh, Andy's Bookstore. That's a Silent Hill 1 location. / Silent Hill Origins. Oh, there's a newspaper vending machine. Did they say something about Buffalo Bill? That was in Silent Hill 1. Silence of the Lambs. Referee. Oh, so you can break the window and go into like this dry cleaner's place. That is. That is pretty cool. It seems like there's a lot to do in around the town. The street areas. With regards to the shops and exploring. I mean, first time playing through the game, whenever I'm able to, I'll leave all these indicators, like the visual on-screen prompts around items on for a first playthrough. Then I'll play through it again and turn all of that shit off for a nice full immersive experience. The full immersion.
1965年3月、サイレントヒルの街をメイン心霊研究協会が訪れた、同協会のダウジング専門家たちによる徹底した調査の結果、 歴史の深いベルツ炭鉱に取り組む地域は大変活発であると結論出された。その際にどの渓谷のさらに詳しい以下略です。
以下略で、これ読んでる時だけはダメよ。
そうです。
読んでる時はダメよ。
音はダメよ、本当に。それはね、ダメ。
なんもない。いやでもすごい、こういう中にも読み物あるんだね。
Yeah, these Japanese gamers got exclusivity to play the first beginning portion of the game prior to release in just a little less than a month from now. A full wide release. Oh, this is a barber shop. That's why the scissors. It just clicked them with me.
マジか。
あれ今回三角さんもあれ持って出てきたらもう俺ってなる。
ピラミッドヘッドやばいな。
やばいな。
となると探索すごい探索してくださいっていう話。
感じだね。なんかもっといろんなストーリーがあったか、まあ流れ的にここだったのかな。
Please have kept Gozo's Sushi.
やめてください。
Or at least a Japanese place, a restaurant in town. You gotta like how Silent Hill is multicultural with their cuisine. You got a Japanese place, you got Mexican, Chinese, pizza. Yeah, so that counts Italian. Yeah, those line figures are especially creepy when they're slithering around all over the ground like a fucking snake. Both their humanish legs.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございますってなったでしょ今。ダメだってだから固定カメラにしてる時に襲われるのはダメなんだって。ここもそこ来たところ。そうだね。すごいもうここだけでこんだけ入れるの。
Can you own an Andy's bookstore? In Origins you could. That's where you get the fucking machine gun or rifle.
じゃあさっきの場所でいいのかい？なんだっけ、バーニリーズ。あ、ごめんね、そうか、こっちか。今チェックポイントがついてるところがクリアしたところでこっち行けた。そうだね。
But yes, and why are all the written documents in the game world like newspapers there? English, as they should be, but then you look at you get the map and there's Japanese writing all over it. Oh, look at that. Blood splattered all over James.
あれ、サンダーが来るぞ、これ。これはあれか。三角ボタンで回復らしいですよ。了解です。はい。ちょっと待って、やばい、今来たらやばい。一応、持ってるものは回復ね。1個だけあんな。1個だけありますね。はい。使えます。
That's nifty. You could actually see him drink the nutrition supplement. Oh, the acid spewing out. American Cafe, is that in the original game? I noticed that on the door there, where it says open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., there's like the exact same writing that's on the other place that James went to a little bit earlier. The bar. Not Neely's bar, but it was another bar that looked like it's like, did they just copy and paste the 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to that on some of these eatery places? Like, that's not very real, because each place would have a different, they would have their own unique text for that, or font on the doorway. Alright, so we made his way into Bar Neely's, or Neely's Bar, and we get our first puzzle here, this jukebox. So you gotta piece together this record. I did notice one of the shops in the background on his way in here right before he came in. Giga store. There's a Giga shop. Well, that was a location from Silent Hill 1 in the shopping center, the mall. Oh, Happy Burger. It makes me happy to see Happy Burger. And it is like a... if not worldwide, it's at least a national chain, because we see Happy Burger in Silent Hill 3 in the mall someplace outside of Silent Hill 2. And we can actually go into Happy Burger. Sweet. Any leftover burgers and fries lying around? Yeah, they made Neely's bar a little bit larger inside than it's really tiny. It's a real tight, closed-in space in the original Silent Hill 2. I don't necessarily think they needed to make it bigger. They didn't make it that much bigger. Now I take a better look at it, but you know, for the purpose of the jukebox puzzle, I suppose, yeah, they had to open it up a little more. But I still kind of prefer how tightly closed in the bar is in the original game. But that's me. I think I have way more of it just doesn't jive with me, the apartment room where you fight Pyramid Head. They made that way bigger. And it just takes away the kind of the claustrophobic feeling, the nature experience of fighting Pyramid Head in the original game. And like Neely's bar, such a tight, closed-in space.
この中に入れて、
中にはなんと
シリンジだ。
シリンジがあります。
絶対使っちゃダメだ。
Syringe.
大丈夫。
Syringe.
シリンジはなんだっけ？
大回復
だね。体力を三角長押しで使えるぞ。
Alright, so obviously they've
回復があるからまだこれで
そうだね。
まだ
これでまだ
戦えるよ。
俺は戦える。おお、ほらほら、若方はあとは逃げるな。
気持ち悪い。あ、なんかもうこの
they've made
あのね、今
modern
そう胸焼けする
adjustments to the inventory.
胸焼けするホラー
You go into your menu, and items are in different sections now. Made it more efficient.
あ、近づいてきたな。
Yeah, I like that. Sure, of course.
左前で。いや、これあれだわ、おじさん、マジで、わざわざ全部戦わなくていいかもしれない。
そうだね。
見えよ。
いや、ちょっとこんな出てきた。
That is kind of monotonous in the original Silent Hill games. Well, 1 through 3, that every item you pick up, whether it's weapons, health, ammo, puzzle items, it's just all one big, like a virtual ring that you're circling around. Like, it'll take you like a long time to search for a specific item to select.
ちょっとあのね、狭いとこでいるのやばい。
狭くて暗いところはやばいな。いやね、虫か。G かな。
デカG。
いや G なのか。
なんかね。
G。
サソリか。
サソリじゃなく。それは何なの。
なんなんだ。わからない。しかも全然こっちじゃなくても。
You could actually bash those bugs on the floor with your melee weapon. I recall that being like impossible to do in the original games. Because you couldn't like swing down on the ground. Like you would have to take a projectile weapon and gun and shoot them or something. I think if you got up close enough to them and hit the action button, you could just stomp on them. I gotta say, seeing this gameplay of the beginning portion of it does look like there's way more for you to explore around the town. So when the devs, like Bloober Team, says they made the game longer, I think they said twice as long as the original game. I was skeptical about it. Now I kind of believe them now.
そうですね。もう全く新しいサイレントヒルとして楽しめますよこれは。やばい。いや大丈夫でしょ全然。コントローラーが落ちそうだった今。君やるね。コントローラーにやられるね。いやこれやばいってこれ。コントローラー落ちたね。あれもういけねえわ。帰れねえ。でもさここってさっき上でドタドタ言ってたエリアに来たでしょ。そうですよ。やってるわ。でもそんな時に彼女がやってきてそういうものを洗い去ってくれた。
Okay, they kept these notes where certain parts are blocked out.
その後で一発で。
なんか逃げようとしてんのかな。なんでお互いさ、俺ら別に顔合わせてもワイプとかねえからあれだったけど、お互いに今顔合わせてやめろよ。お互いに何今のみたいな。おっさん二人がなんでお前もしゃもしゃって言ったのにこう。いやほら、俺さちょっと聞こえる時があるから今のしたかったわけ。俺しか聞こえてないの嫌だから。いや聞こえました。こっちから聞こえたよね。こっちからなんか聞こえました。って聞こえたから。みたいな。怖っ。やばいって。
You can definitely tell this is pre-2000 because of the TV there.
あとさ、ここでこのジュートイのどうやば。いやいやいやいやいやいや入れた真実いけジェームズ
Our first hole.
これわー奪回だってもう入れてないよ入れろって何ぐちぐちまだやってるまだやってるあでもね
It's in the wall of a bathroom. Great shades of Silent Hill 4. The room.
サイコロいやすぐボタンだトンボでも血まみれなのかななんでそんなもんそこに入れとくのよくわかんないよここはでも開かないだろ開いちゃダメだよ開いちゃダメだなんすかあもうなんか中とんでもない部屋になってんだこれ開かないタールみたいになってるけどあーやだーうわーすげえもうなんかもう胸焼けがすごいあーすごい久しぶりなのこのもうさ世界観がやばすぎて今日だって普通に多分一人でプレイしてたら、評価これぐらいそうだねそうなるよになるくらいのねいやーそうかいどうですかパワーアップしましたねとかっていうレベルじゃないな
I'll say it again, because it bears worth mentioning, but Bloober Team did a really good job rendering these environments, locations.
前作表世界だったの完全に裏世界だちょっと扉開ける前に見てまあチェックは入りましたね戦いたくないもうそうねもうどんどん戦いたくないそうだねそれはすごいわすごい戦えるのに戦いたくないしかもそうだから倒せるのに戦いたくないっていう
Now, if only they'll announce a VR mode. Then it will be really rolling. Now, the traffic lights, they're on like wires. Yeah, I don't really care for that. As opposed to being attached to metal poles. I don't think I've ever been to someplace IRL that had traffic lights suspended on wires. Yeah, so there's the Giga something. There's a police car.
いやこれさだから2俺たちはねやってたけど、やってない人これもういやこれはねやばいだって多分とどめとか知らんから何回でもあいつら立ち上がってくると思うそうだねやばいっすよ本当に暴れてるこれ中にもいるし窓割る新しいツヤ見つけてきた運ばれた
Show me Gozo Sushi.
このかなもう一個先レコード屋だねはいはいいるよでもちゃんとやっぱり迷わないに作られてるから
There again, there's that open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's the same fucking writing that's on the other shop. It looks like it. I mean, if it's not the exact same, it looks pretty darn similar. I did read from a Bloober interview article that there will be indicators like the records and the chimes in front of the store being animated. That's gonna be like, they'll tell you what places you'll be able to go into. That's a nice idea. Those environmental indicators in the world, in the game world.
手には半分に割れたレコード盤を持っていて、どうにかして直せって大声で叫んでたよ。静かにしてもらえるなら何でもいいよと思ってさ、穴から接着剤取り出して立ち上がろうと思ってたんだけど、その時そいつはレコードを半分しか持ってないって気づいたらしくて、そのまま走って出てきやがった。あのレコードはどうしようもないけど、あれニーリーズのかな。今度行くことがあったら聞いてみてくれよ。
まあまさにレコードのメモ
だから割れたレコードがあって、
接着剤でつけて、
うわいやもうだからこの
That was very like
知らないもんね。
reminded me of Homecoming right there, breaking the glass
新しいあれですよ、本当に。
jumping
組み合わせが出てきた、ついに。
あ、組み合わせる。
来た。
あ、すごい、マジか。
Gotta take some super glue and glue yourself together a vinyl record. Would that actually work?
ロングウェイホー。じゃあこいつ持ってく
瞬間ゴリラジェームスになってる。
Let's say long way.
接着剤すぎたな。
いや、すごいね。
いや、すごいよ。
素晴らしい出荷を取り戻してくれます。さあ、早く行くのです。
室内がまたね、こうやって暗いのがいいね。もう電気もないから外からの光しか見えないけど、やつらはいるんです。
ライトがないからね。
そうだね。
どっかでまた飛ぶんだろうけど、
今はなくてさ。
いやでもこれさ、ライトあったら怖くない？
俺やっぱサイレントヒルシリーズの好きなのはね、ライトの表現。
そうだね。
影がさ。
しかも闇の中からこう。
I need to get a good look at what the newspapers say in those vending stands.
さあ。でもこれで多分コイン持ってる、レコード持ってる、ボタン持ってるからいけるね。
戻りましょう。
Is it a Silent Hill police car?
困ったらもうマップ開いて、そうでチェックついてれば。
A very old-timey looking police car there.
いいね。でもね、サイレントヒルシリーズ難しいのがあったらね、そのマップ。
そうだね。
キーアイテム取りに。
俺らがやってた時も。
Maybe it's a police car
やってたにもかかわらず、これどうやって行くんだっけとかってあったから。
From Brahms, the next town over.
で、ここで初めてスイッチがねえぞ、どうすんだで、スイッチを。
265 miles over or something.
こうか。で、お金入れて。
すごいな、
おい。いや、ここも謎解きだ。今のやつを聞きたいから C にして C の2番を引くよって。
あれ天才？
いや、書いてあるやろ。じゃあまんまやめろお前、そんなの天才言うの。
あれ天才か？
バカにしろやろお前。
天才じゃん。
Okay, so anyone who knows the original Silent Hill 2 knows this piece of music. It's Magdalene. But they're moving it up here because in the original game, it's, spoiler alert, after Maria is killed in the elevator at the end of the hospital level. And you're left with this very melodic, sad tune. Yeah, now they moved it up, way up to the beginning here. As, you solve this puzzle, and this the song from this record means something to James and his time with his wife Mary. And that rewards you with a key. Very ornate looking key. It's very fancy. Again, I want prop replicas of these keys to own.
今ので回復した。俺今まで戦闘で負ったダメージを回復した。
で、ここからが新しい
ですね。
Geez, now I feel like I gotta purchase one of those Bar Neely shot glasses from the Konami store.
はい、ちょっと戻ります。
確かここら辺あたりまでで一度、まあね、いろいろ続きはございますけど。
They didn't change this message at all. Like the way it's written on the, it looks exactly fucking the way it does in the original Silent Hill 2.
いやー、どうですか。
It's probably smart decision
まあ
there.
まあもうこの時点でヤバさはもうね。
もうだからほら外出た瞬間にはい怖いよってはい僕君だよ苦しんでねみたいな感じで。
I'm kind of wondering, I'd like to know the decision of why did you change the traffic lights to be up suspended on wires rather than just the way it was in the original, like in most towns, there's metal poles attached to it.
そうね、謎解き苦手な人もやっぱいるから、そうすると多分ここあれなのかね、もっと。
Also, does it seem like there's a bit of a lack of fog in the scenery compared to the original game?
で戦闘がね、
さっきのね、無敵って言ったら多分イージーにするともうちょい簡単に倒せる。
そうまあなんだったらね、お父ちゃんさんはもっと訓練していただいてハードでやっていただいても全然問題はないということなので。
一体一体がもう常にゲームオーバーに繋がるのやべえな。
まああとほらね、アクションがもっとアクション寄りにしたいっていう人は今クオリティでやってますけど、
これちょっとじゃああれですか、この時点で変えられるかな。セッティングで、あともうこれジェームズのマスクなんかつけちゃったりして。
ああいいですね。
はい。これだったらもう俺そうね。これが全て。あ、今回変えられそうだね。
パフォーマンスでいけるんで。
Alright, so he's got some of the DLC. Head appliance. Oh, he switched over to the pizza box head.
さっきのやつお前どこ行ったおい。もう次が何なのか一緒じゃない。あ、まあとりあえずおい。ピザ箱になってんだよこれ。
I wonder how many people who bought the DLC head appliances, the masks here, are gonna do their first playthrough. And I'm talking about people who've never played the original game. Their very first Silent Hill 2 anything experience with Silent Hill 2 is going to be with these silly, goofy masks here. Got the Robbie, the rabbit head, the Mirror the dog, and the pizza box head. Oh, speaking of which, here's Mira, the Doge. I think this one's my favorite out of the three. They said they've added new endings. I wonder, could they have possibly done a cat ending?
感想としてはね、そう見てても怖かったと思うんですけどね、これ久しぶりにそのプレイしてるからこその恐怖があるので、
Hey, you've got a 3-dog
気に
emote
なってる方、まあ2だ
of
から2
Mira.
やったことある人にはもちろんおすすめだし、やったことない人にはこの恐怖を味わってもらいたい。
これはなかなか味わえないと思います。この恐怖しながらも、まあね、そのホラーゲームとして体験できるのはなかなかないと思いますんで。
あとやっぱね、個人的にね、まあ英語とあと吹き替え、日本語吹き替えありますけど、もうどっちも好きな方を楽しんでいって、まあせっかくね、今回サイレントヒルシリーズ初の日本語吹き替えとかですね、日本語吹き替えで。いやー、まあほらもうね、出た2001年のオリジナルからリメイクまで23年が経ち、まあいろんな
I feel like they made James's model here, like his body model, a bit more frail looking, perhaps intentionally so.
2024年楽しめるようになっておりますね。
そうですね。
And again, the lack of the patches on his jacket is kind of
このリメイクが PS5 から10
irks
月
me.
8日ですね。もう1ヶ月ぐらいはもう切ってるぐらいなんで、
I mean, of course, there could be future DLC where you will have a skin, a jacket with those patches. I don't know. With DLC in this day and age, there's never-ending possibilities. And of course, people modding the PC version. Yeah, PC mods.
ノーマルエディションがあって、でデラックスエディションとノーマルエディション両方とも予約がございますと。これかな?
I mean, they could replace James here with the fucking goose from the Entitled Goose Game. Or Thomas the Tank Engine. Something abstract and silly and bizarre like that.
はい、皆さん見ましたね。またね、他でね、ちょっと出してきますけども、先ほど言った通り、通常版、デラックスエディション版あります。で、予約特典として、予約特典のマスクがございますと。はい。
Oh, there's a little bit of idle animation from James there.
ロビー君のやつと、ミラのマスクっていうね、やつがあって、で、デラックスエディションの、特典としてさっきのすごいやってんね。頑張ってちょっとあれわかんの？いける。やったって。お前やったれ。で、それをそうすれば、はい、オッケー、最高だわ。はい、ということでね、デラックスエディションとノーマル版ありますと。で、デラックスエディションは、デジタルアートブックつきます。
デジタルアートブック。
サウンドトラックも最高です。もう、
The Art of Silent Hill 2.
これが本当のサイレントヒルじゃないの。
I wish they'd put out a physical
今回、まあだからクリーチャーパーク
version of that book.
グラフィックアップされてるんで、
copy.
アートブックでね、
as well as the soundtrack.
音楽もね、今日も聞きましたけど、本当に音楽
デジタルサウンドトラック。
リマスターというかリメイクされているし、素晴らしい音楽になっているので、それを聞きた
ピ
い方は
ラミッドヘッドのマスク。
デラックスエディションにはピラミッド
ピザボックス
のマスクも出てきます。さっきね、やりましたけど。
ミラのマスク。
通常版も予約
ロビー・ザ・ラビットのマスク。
これですね、これデラックスエディション。
Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen Rabbit spelled out like that in Japanese. Usually it would just be Usagi.
ミラのマスクありますし、プレイステーション5限定でこれがついてる。これ
48
プレイステーション5限定です。はい。
Access.
やっぱりね、
48-hour early access.
サイレントヒルといえばロビー君なんで、
そうだね。
はい。もうこれをどうしてももうこれでやりたいという人はもうプレイステーション5でございます。はい。
Oh, okay. It seems that the Robbie the Rabbit mask head is exclusive to PS5.
された方は48時間の先行アクセス権がございます。
indicating there.
はい。なので2日早くできます。
いち早くやりたいんだったら、
はい。通常版ではないんですけど、これだとね、通常版の下に入ってますけど、デラックスエディションを購入した方は2日早くできます。 はいね、で予約をした人にはマスクついてきます。
めっちゃ通販番組みたいな。
しょうがないやろな。俺だって買ってほしいわけさ。みんなデラックスエディションしかないぞこれ。デラックスエディション
使えるな。
PS5
They sound like they're having a good laugh there.
もうすべて
These Japanese guys.
そう早く遊びたい人はそれでやるし。
もうすべてもうサイレントヒル2
All
のす
Star
べて
Pizza.
をもう欲しい人は PS5 でデラックスエディションをバイナ
They
ル
were giving out like replica
はい
pizza boxes of that All Star Pizza at the Tokyo media event for journalists,
サイレントヒルに来てください。
はい
along with the Silent Hill themed
発売
snacks
された時にはまたなんかやるとは
like
思います。
desserts.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
ということで今回は世界最速ということでやらせていただきました。本当にね、ありがとうございます。本当に
ありがとうございます。
なんか最後にありますか？
そうですね、みんなね、我々が
That would have been
面白おかしく見てたかもし
a
れない
great
けどね、
thing to be a part of, to attend
苦しみを味わうと
there.
おいよ。
はい。ということでぜひこの素晴らしいサイレントヒル2の
Oh yes, that's right. Friday the
13th
is coming up.
締めをどうぞ。
はい。
So yes, I will once again be torturing myself
発売お楽しみに。
in a most likely yet another futile attempt to try and beat that fucking game. The LJN masterpiece. That is Friday the 13th. After I just sampled one of their other masterpieces recently, the Beetlejuice LJN NES game. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Okay, I think that's it. They're done. So, I am done now. Be signing off. That was a good look at the whole opening of Silent Hill 2 remake. Coming in just a little under a month.
The 7 Deadly Sins Idle Adventure. Play now.